Press record. So good evening, and welcome to tonight. If you've been invited on this call, basically you've been invited on this call because someone thought enough of you that they wanted to share exactly what's going on and let you know, like, why are people so excited about this happy coffee stuff that everybody's been talking about. So my name is Chris Wade. I'm coming to you from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I'm flat out excited to be able to share with you all what has happened for us, because I can tell you, working from home for the last 20 years has been quite interesting, right? So I started off as a horseshoer, where I literally spent my day under a horse's butt every day. And someone shared, the fact that, hey, there's a better way. You can work from home. And I was like, you mean I can make more money without being bent under a horse's butt? That sounds really cool. I'm open enough to take a look. And because of that, fortunately, we had done really well. Yet at the end of 2015, I found myself at a place where I got sick. I had a bone infection that literally took me out. And because of that, I had the company I was in was making a lot of changes and stuff, and I made a move based on being sold this vision of what somebody else had wanted to create and all that, and what I experienced was not what they told me they wanted to create. I don't know if you've ever had somebody tell you one thing and do something else, but that's exactly what I experienced. And over the next 2 years, I literally went from having money saved to into a big deep hole. I'm seeing people say mute, so let me make sure that I have everyone muted, so where we don't have any distractions, because the last thing I need is more distractions. So with that being said, guys, over the next 2 years, my life went in a downward spiral. From a sense of finances, went down. From a mindset perspective, absolutely went down. I was at the lowest point of my life. I wouldn't say I was suffering from depression but I was definitely not feeling alive and enthusiastic, if you know what I mean. When your mortgage is a month behind and I lost a $100,000 wakeboard boat that I had. I mean, I was at the lowest place I could possibly be, financially, physically, mentally, you name it. And a friend of mine invested in this public company, and he started telling me about the vision of what this company wanted to create. And with that being said, he said, when he invested in that company, they had sent him this coffee, right? And they sent him a tub of this stuff. And this is called Elevate. This is actually called Elevate Max. Why is it called Max? Because what our coffee does is elevate your mood. It helps with appetite suppression, and it gives you extreme energy and focus and clarity. So with that, he was telling me about how he started drinking this magical unicorn coffee, and he was having all this stuff happen from, his pants started fitting different, and he changed his eating habits without, even knowing that it was all happening. He was watching all these things happen. And with that, he was sharing this magical unicorn coffee, and I'm joking around about that because it almost sounded too good to be true. So if you're like me and you're like, really, coffee's doing all that, like happy coffee? Like, guys, after hearing the stories, I realized I at least need to try this stuff. And what I can tell you is, after being sick for 2 years, being at the lowest point in every way of my life, and I drank this stuff, the first thing I asked him is this stuff legal, right? Because I couldn't believe how good I felt. I couldn't believe that a cup of coffee could make that much of a difference, because I was drinking coffee every day already, right? So, some of you all might have been invited on this call tonight because maybe somebody shared, what the product was doing for them, and some of them might have been sharing about how there's actually a business opportunity behind what we do. And what it really boiled down to is, when I drank this stuff, I was like, people need to know about this. And we basically, with the group of people that we had that were all talking about this coffee and what it was doing for them, we put together a super, super simple system. And we're going to go over that a little bit, because if you're like me, like if you find something that brings a lot of value, or even if you went to a store and like it was like 80% off, like we tend to call our friends and say, oh my gosh, you got to go check this out. And we found ourselves telling people about this happy coffee because it made us so happy. So with that, we simply just start asking people, hey, do you know anybody drinks coffee? And then number two, have you heard about the happy coffee everyone's been talking about? So guys, we have a coffee and we also have a tea that do very similar things. And then the other part of our flagship is this pill. And guys, I couldn't even pronounce Xanthomax. I couldn't pronounce that stuff in the beginning. And I couldn't pronounce all the things that this stuff did together, which is naturally cause your brain to release these happy chemicals in the love hormone called, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Like, again, I didn't know how to pronounce all that stuff, but I was like, sounds good to me. I drink coffee. I was already doing that. I'm just drinking tea. I'm already doing that. You're telling me I just drink this stuff and it's going to do all this magical stuff? I'm down. And guys, what I felt really for the first time in 2 years, I felt normal again after being sick for 2 years, almost 3 years. I felt like me for the first time in 2 years. And guys, that's the reason why this has been so amazing, because most people, when they start drinking this stuff, they find themselves wanting to share it with other people because it's been so impactful for them. I've never seen or heard of a product where somebody says, I've been drinking coffee for a long time and it saved my marriage. And we're now hearing those things when people put a scoop of this into their cup because of the difference that it's making in their lives. So with that being said, instead of me explaining all this stuff, like, look, we have some people that have had some amazing stories on exactly and how the product has changed their life, not only from a feel-good perspective, but because our simple messaging and our culture and the system that people can plug into, their finances have changed in a big way as well. So with that, I'm going to start it off with, we have a couple, Melissa and Brendan Loucas. I mean, amazing watching the transformation that's happened for them in their life, but I'm going to turn it over to them. Are you out there, guys?
Hey, Chris. Thank you so much. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on. I'm Melissa.
I'm Brendan.
We're excited we get to share a little bit of our story with you guys. So go for it, love.
Yeah, guys. So leading up to this opportunity, I actually had lost my job. And over the months, debt was piling up. The bills were unpaid. And now we're creeping into like 8 or 9 months here. And I couldn't find a job that would pay me anywhere near what I was making before. And, it just came to a point where we looked at each other and we said, hey, something's got to change here.
Yeah. And, it was a really stressful time financially. And some good friends of ours introduced us to the Happy Coffee. And, full transparency, I thought, that sounds gimmicky and probably doesn't even work. I was such a hater. And, truth is, you guys, we jumped in on the trust of some friends. We jumped in without trying the product because we really needed something to change in our lives. And it made sense. It's coffee, and it's coffee that helps bring happiness into people's lives. And at the end of the day, I truly believe that everyone on this planet could use a little extra happiness no matter what. And so we jumped in, you guys. It's been a year and a half. It's completely changed our lives. We went from living paycheck to paycheck, really just a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety around finances. And, not only has it impacted us financially, but we're happier. We're more patient parents. Like, we feel more lighthearted. We have energy to play. Oh, by the way, we have 5 kids. There's that too. So we're really busy, and, it helps us to show up as our best selves. Financially speaking, what it's done for us is it's changed everything. It's allowed us to pay off debt. We adventure more as a family. We just get to say yes as parents more. And it's just been a massive blessing. You guys, it's coffee or tea, and it makes people happier. So thank you, Chris, for allowing us to share.
Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. So now we are going to go over to Shanyce. Shanyce, would love to hear exactly what's happened for you. What has you excited about this happy coffee that everyone's talking about? So over to you.
Hi, guys. I'm going to make this super fast. So my name is Shanyce. I'm a wife. I'm a mom to a beautiful little 1.5-year-old girl. And I'm also a hairdresser. I started this journey about a year ago. Gabrielle Merle introduced me to this product, and I gained 53 pounds with my daughter. I was 4 months postpartum when I started this journey, and it completely changed my life, helped me lose all my baby weight, had a huge transformation, super focused, super happy, patience like no other, like you couldn't believe. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, in the very beginning, and I really didn't like take the business side of it seriously. I had a lot on my plate. I was a full-time mom, a full-time hairdresser, trying to do everything, and I was scared to take something on. But I did share with customers, I shared with clients, and I knew we had this incredible product, but it felt like at the moment I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Well, then fast forward, COVID hit, I lost my job. I didn't lose it. Our job got taken out from underneath of our hands. It was a very, very stressful time for me. I was scared, to be honest. I really thought it was only going to be 2 weeks, truly. And that didn't happen. It happened for 3 months. And, you know, I knew that we had this incredible product in my hands. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to run with this. I'm going to see what I can do and share this happiness with people. And you guys, I overthought this. This is such a simple system. It's crazy. It's a freaking cup of coffee. I had no idea what I had in my hands and what I could create in the last 5 months and what my team has accomplished in the last 5 months. You guys, it's like, it's unbelievable. I'm so, so, so grateful. It brings me to tears because once again, here I am, you know, not being able to do this profession that I went to school for, you know, at a young age, and it was my career. And I'm not able to perform that. So I am so honored and so grateful to be a part of this amazing community and this amazing culture. I mean, seriously, it's a cup of coffee. It's so simple, you guys. You can do this. It's amazing. So thank you so much for letting me share my story.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Shanyce. So now we are going to go to Ashley. Ashley, you out there?
Hey guys, how are you? So I'm Ashley. I am a mama of 4. I am a wife. 2 of my 4 are actually twins, 10-month-old twins. So my journey with Happy Coffee started because I was a customer first. I was pregnant with my twins, depleted of all of my energy. I had no energy to run around with my 2.5-year-old. A good friend of mine, Melissa Loucas, that you just heard from, we were friends from middle school. She had reached out to me. She offered a sample. I took it, and I continued to be a customer for probably a good 8 to 10 months. Huge mistake on my part, guys, because she tried to tell me that this place was different and I didn't listen. So I cannot stress enough how busy I am during the day. Guys, I have 4 kids. I have a husband. I have the gym. I have all the things that everyone else has. But guys, the simplicity of this system is like insane. If I can do it, then anybody can do it. So I wish that I would have jumped in a year ago when Melissa did it and she tried to reach out to me. But you know, all in good timing. And I kind of had an aha moment. 3 weeks postpartum from my twins. I took a picture and, you know, to like get the, you know, moment in my time. And I looked at the picture and I was like, I look a little smaller than usual. So I got on the scale. I had lost all of my pregnancy weight. It was pushing close to 200 pounds when I gave birth to my twins. And I was back down to my pre-pregnancy weight 3 weeks postpartum. I wasn't experiencing baby blues. I had energy to keep up with my twins and with my 2.5-year-old. My twins were not sleeping longer than an hour and 45 minutes at a time. They were off schedule. So these products are amazing. I had an aha moment and I just had to share it. So I jumped in with the business and it was the best decision that I have ever made. So like I said, if I can do it, then you guys definitely can. So I would definitely get back to whoever invited you here and let's get rolling.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Ashley. Last but not least, we have a young man that's going to share exactly what's going on for him, what has him excited about what's happening with this Happy Coffee, and that is Josh. Josh, are you out there?
Hey, Chris, how you doing? Hi, everyone. Josh from San Francisco Bay Area up in Northern California. Happily married 15 years, father of 2 queens. Started this journey through Gabrielle Merle. Her husband and I went to intermediate school together, high school together, played ball together. Joined this happy family on a whim and the trust of their words. Degree in kinesiology, so had the knowledge on the ingredient side. Once I saw it, it was a no-brainer. What I've gotten out of it and what Gabby had posted about that really drew me to the business was patience. You know, I was cusping 40 at the time, 2 little girls. Things were not right. Corporate America. I'm a retailer for life, and I was struggling. And she posted patience and got involved, got the product, started using the product. Next thing I know, clothes are fitting a little bit looser, pounds are falling off. I can get on the ground with my girls again and no pain. Realizing that, holy smokes, I'm feeling like a 20-year-old again. You got to be kidding me. The simplicity of the business, I start getting my friends involved with it, and sharing a cup of coffee. I mean, this is happy coffee. This is insane. We share coffee, we share tea. It's a simplicity of the business. You know, don't be weird, be normal, have authentic conversations and share what it's doing for you. It's now to the point where, you know, I shared this earlier, we're looking at potentially my wife not having to go back to work. And that's just an incredible thing. And something I've always dreamed of as a father and a husband is for my wife to be able to stay home with our girls. So love the product, love what we're doing, and just loving this journey. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you guys. And thanks everyone that shared tonight. And guys, you heard a lot of really cool stories, right? You heard a lot of, you know, I was scared, I was skeptical, I didn't know if it would work, and all these different things. Can we all agree that we know people just like that? And we also know a lot of people that are drinking coffee already. We know people that are drinking tea already. What if we can share something with them, and by doing so, we could totally transform not only their lives, but ours as well? Well, guys, that's exactly why so many people are winning in our company. That's the reason why we're growing so fast. Because when people look at something, especially a home-based business, they're asking themselves a question. 1, can I do this? Number 2, they're going, do I even want to do that? Like, and you heard Josh say, you know, not being weird. Like, people don't want to be weird and push stuff on people. But what I love about this is all you have to be able to do is ask, hey, do you know anybody drinks coffee or tea? 2, do you know anybody likes to be happy or would like to be happier? Have you heard about the happy coffee? Or if they say they drink tea, have you heard about the happy tea that everyone's been talking about? And then just share what it's done for you. And then this is the coolest part. You don't have to know ingredients like Josh talked about. Man, I looked at it and looked at what it was. I couldn't even tell you what any of this stuff was. I still can't. I just know the words that they said, dopamine and serotonin and oxa, whatever, you know, all that stuff, right? But this is the beautiful part, is I didn't need to know that stuff because I knew the way that it made me feel. And I knew that I didn't have to be trained on how to share what it did for me, making me feel normal again, knocking out that weird feeling of, you know, anxiety that I was going through, being behind on my bills and all these things. Drink this stuff and I feel normal again. For me, that was amazing. And then this is the best part. We have Facebook groups and we have videos that actually do all the work for you. So that you can put somebody in a Facebook group and they can see story. And what most people do is they say, wow, if it did this for John and this did this for Carla and it did this for, you know, Shanyce and all these other people, what is it going to do for me? So it's so cool that you have a group that's actually just the stories do all the work for you. People come up with a natural logical conclusion like, hey, if it did that for them, why don't I try it and see if something changes for me? So, and then the last part is that people ask questions and they're going, well, how does all this work? Guys, the beautiful part about this is all you have to be able to do is plug those people into someone else so you don't have to be the expert. For instance, we do Zooms like this. You can invite people on and then they get to see it live and get a lot of their questions answered. Happens just on a Zoom, just like this, or you can even put them in a messenger thread or on the phone, and you will have an expert take the shots for you. So you don't have to be the Michael Jordan of our company. You can put them on the phone with the Michael Jordan of our company. So guys, if you know anybody that would like to be happier, that drinks coffee or tea, and you want to basically go out there and build a huge business, it's so simple. It's as simple as sharing a cup of coffee and plugging people into a community where they can feel much of what, let's face it, in the world we live in today, people are feeling less and less connection because of what's going on. Guys, our culture is all about making people feel good about who they are, and it also enhances the whole happiness experience along with these amazing products. So there's only a couple of types of people that jump on these calls. You know, some people are like, you know what, all that business stuff, I'm not open to that. And hey, that's totally cool. If you're allergic to extra money, it's all good. We're not here to try to convince people that you want to do a business. That's not what we do. But you may want to be happy. Awesome. Give it the person who invited you on this call and say, look, I just want to be happy. And you're number one. And some people are like, man, y'all are telling me all you do is share a cup of coffee, put them in a Facebook group, put them on a Zoom like this. That's all we do. And we can actually change where we are financially. Well, guys, that's really the case. And it is possible for you, just like many of these people that you see. And if you're that person and you want to be happy and make extra money, just give it the person, invite you on the Zoom and let them know you're number two. So number one, you just want to be happy. On number two, you want to be happy and make extra money. So give it the person, invite you on the Zoom and get all the little gaps filled in from there. So thank you all for jumping on board. Everybody have an awesome night. Give it the person, invite you on, and let them know if you're a one or a two. Take care, guys. I'll unmute everybody, and you can say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Much, Chris.